Hello, hello. Welcome to Feedback Friday number 3. This is the third week in a row we've done this, and it's been really, really fun every time. New people, a lot of you are sticking around even though you've already been reviewed. You're encouraging other singers, providing feedback of your own and positive encouragement in the chat. Really, really cool. What's going on here is exactly what I had hoped would happen. We're becoming it's not just a channel where I'm presenting to you guys, but we're becoming a little community of vocalists, singers, musicians. It's great. So we're going to get right into this. I'm going to call up. I haven't looked to see who made the top 5. I do have a surprise for today. Among the top selections for the day is going to be someone from Instagram. He won the raffle over on Instagram this last week, and so he's going to be featured today as well. Pretty cool stuff. So let's do this. We've got Leo Bars is number 1 here. Oh, but Leo's video says it's unavailable. It is set to private, and so I can't view it. Bummer. So Leo, set that to unlisted instead of private, and then I'll be able to review it. Okay. So moving on, I Wake, Jan. And here we go. We throw ourselves against the wall. No one else can see the preservation of admiring me. And the rain will kill us all. Nice. We throw ourselves against the wall. No one else can see. Love the harmony. Preservation of admiring me. Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, incredible engagement, good movement. You can tell that he's not tense. He's feeling the music. He's in the groove. I've talked about that a lot on the channel. The harmonies were well placed and well mixed. Here's what I would suggest, primarily based on what you did. Take a cue from guys like Spencer Sotelo from Periphery or Gerard Way. And if you have the opportunity to bring your singing forward a little bit more. In other words, if I say this phrase, bring your singing forward, or if I say, bring your singing forward, that might sound a little weird right now when I'm doing it, but if I sing that, bring your singing forward, or bring your singing forward, bring your singing forward. It's more than just enunciating. It's like you're attacking the mic a bit more. And a lot of guys have had, the Juliana Theory, the singer from the Juliana Theory, way back when, he had lots of albums where he was more kind of passively engaging the mic. but still really, with it. And then on his later album, starting with the album Love, he really started to bring his singing out. It's more than just diction. It's an engagement, forming things a little bit more forward in the front of your mouth. This brings more engagement and power to what you're already doing with your voice. I mean, great performance, not only a great start, great voice, but that's what I would do or consider doing to take your voice to the next level. Okay. Now, we're going to go back and check Leo's, see if we got that. Yes, very good. Okay, here we go. I see.
I'm the man in the box.
Nice.
Buried in my shit. Won't you come and save me?
Very good.
Jesus Christ. Hey, who tries feed my eyes.
Yeah. Yes. It's nice to see someone pull off that lazy sort of that lazy Lane Staley vibe, right? Kurt Cobain did it well too, where you're able to be lazy and relaxed yet aggressive at the same time. Very good. Excellent pitch, a nice natural slow vibrato, fits really well. Engagement with the lines. Love it. He does kind of look like Johnny Depp. Here is, and the grit sounded really good too. There's a difference between the type of, not the type of grit, but the way that he engages the gritty notes with his cleaner notes. And there's almost an on-off switch there. That can be really good, and that exists in other singers as well. But I'd encourage you in this. When you're adding your grit, when you practice adding grit, try to do every little thing in between. So if I've got a note, hey, clean, I'm going to practice adding and taking away grit. Hey, to different degrees so that it's not just an on-off. Maybe that's a little bit easier to hear when you go higher. I just released a video on this yesterday, note roasting, where you're going, you have a range as opposed to just on-off. Hey! You see, it's clean, then it's a little dirty, then it's a little more dirty, and it's more dirty, and then it just completely messes up, right? I heard some of that, and some of that is just the range in the lines that you're singing in that Alice in Chains song. And so you might already be able to do this, but from what I heard, you experimenting with varying your grit and making it less of an on-off, although it still sounded really good. So don't let me tell you that you're doing something wrong. I think that would be a nice logical next thing for you to be attentive to in your singing. Great job. Sounded really good. You've got the Lane Staley thing down. Okay. Let's see here. Very good. This is from Andrew Jackson, number 3. He says, I've only just discovered you. And he says, I think I've learned more about my voice in the last 2 days than in all the time I've been wishing I could sing, so cheers for that. This is a clip from a song he started writing about 15 years ago. Nice. I have now managed to get the music and structure finished, but I'm struggling with the vocals and to get the sound I would like. Has the ability to produce, but confidence, get in the way. All right, he says they're excuses. Never been a confident singer. Guilty of comparing himself to Miles Kennedy, Brandon Boyd, Tom York, Eddie Vedder. Hope I enjoy the clip. I'm sure that I will. Thank you for the for the commentary. And this, if you guys want to do this, when you send your email with your link, give me a little backstory. I'll read it. It's helpful because I'm able to give feedback that's directed at what you guys are particularly interested in hearing. So that's great. Thank you, Andrew, for doing this. Here we are.
Why are these thoughts inside my head? A nightmare that's often left unsaid. What do I do if they unfold? These fucked up things are in my control. Seeking death is my reward. Thoughts I truly can't ignore.
Ignore. That's good.
What can I do to make them stop? A simple thing, to take a hangman's drop.
Very good. A lot of layered things going on there. Ignore. The deflating of the voice, that's something that I love to hear in singers, where they've got a note that they're supporting. Love. And then there's this release afterward. It helps us ground on a note, and then the afterthought, the follow through, is a really, really neat sound. I would say this. You remember the very first person that we reviewed? He was into it. He was moving, and you could hear it in the voice. I realize that this is a more subdued track, at least the section that was being sung over. But you still have a huge opportunity to animate. Now, this is different than animating with your mouth and placement and being more forward. I think that is something to consider too. But I'm mainly speaking to your body language. You said in your email that you struggled with confidence. For me, there's no better way to harness more confidence than when you're able to sort of put that perceived confidence into your body. It's kind of like fake it till you make it. You know, this might feel stupid for a while to do this while you're engaging with the microphone, but as you do that more and more, it becomes more genuine, and you start to learn how to feel the music with your body, and that comes out majorly in your voice. It's amazing how when you get your whole body involved, I don't mean whole body involved in terms of tenseness. I just mean there's buy-in from your whole body. It comes out in the form of energy, genuine energy, and emotion, And you stop thinking so much about the mechanics of, can I hit this note or am I doing things? And you start getting into the moment. So that is the main piece of advice I would give you on this. Nice tones. I didn't hear anything wrong with the way that you're holding or placing notes. I think once you get a bit more energy infused on a holistic level, you're going to see other things maybe show up that you might need to work on a little bit more, but that's going to be a huge step for you. Great work. Okay. Here is Pedro from Brazil. Thanks for the feedback and the opportunity. Singing for a while now, and I would like to know what you think about my mixed voice coordination and vocal drives. Very cool. Okay, so specifically mixed voice is what we're listening for here. Sorry about the initial pause. I want to make sure everybody sees it and hears it all. Okay, here we go.
In a darkened room, beyond the reach of God's face,
Smooth.
lies the wounded, the shattered remains of love betrayed, and the innocence of a child is bought and sold. In the name of the damned, the rage and the angels left silent and cold. Forgive me, please, for I know not what I do. How can I keep inside the hurt? I know it's true. Oh, tell me when the kiss of love becomes a lie. There's the scars of sins too deep to hide behind this fear. Running onto you, please let there be light in a dark room.
All right. Very good. Two things right off the top. Re-examine your choice of headphones. I'm not sure this is what's happening. I can tell you have a good sense of pitch because you started off with good pitch. But there were some parts where you lost the ability to maintain consistent pitch with what you were singing, and that's usually because you can't hear yourself very well in the right way. These headphones are an example of a semi-open design, so I can hear the room around me as well as what's coming through the headphones. I would consider either taking an ear partially off so you can hear your voice in the room a little bit, or getting some semi-open designs. I think that would be really good. Like I said, overall good pitch, but there were a few moments where you lost it, and it was when you were starting to make a transition to sort of a different energy level. A lot of times, that's the reason. Maybe not. That said, incredible textures, smooth voice, really, really nice. You've got a high tenor voice, and believe it or not, you're not using mix. When you get up there and you're using your distorted higher notes or even your higher notes, you're in chest voice. It's a well-supported chest voice. You haven't yet gotten into mix, at least from this example. Your distortion sounds good, sounds healthy. Doesn't sound like or look like it's hurting you. It seems like it's placed well, meaning above your larynx. If you want to get into mix, and it's going to sound different, but it should feel the same for most singers, or for any singer. Start by accessing your head voice. Pick a note that you can only sing in your head voice, and experiment with adding chest voice level support. I've done a lot of videos on the channel on mixed voice. And so I encourage you to go out and listen and watch and engage with some of those videos. One of the ones that's going to help you discover how mixed voice should feel is a video called How Mixed Voice Should Feel on the channel. I talk more in depth about this. So go check that out. But I'm going to do a few things with my voice here and help you to maybe understand the difference. If I'm doing this, yeah, that's a clean, higher chest note. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to add a little distortion. Yeah. Okay. If I'm going to access mix, I'm going to go a little higher. Yeah. Hear how brash that sounds? Yeah. I can also access it by using what I call the yawn approach. Those are both mixed. Notice how they sound different than that more. It's not more well supported. It's just thicker. My vocal cords are not stretched as much. They're not as thin. The placement and positioning is not as thin. So, distortion sounds great. Well placed. High, well supported chest voice. Great job. Beautiful tone. Check those headphones. And go check out some of my videos on mix and compare what you're doing and how I am suggesting things feel with how they feel for you. Only you can really make the decision in terms of how things feel, right? Because it's your body. But that'll help give you some perspective on, with your tone and with your natural timbre. You're going to have a beautiful high mix. It's going to be amazing. You haven't even begun to tap in to that higher mix. Okay. Very good. Okay, Perfect Blue, or Felix, says hi from Germany. Thank you so much for all your work. Big fan. This is a clip of me playing one of my latest songs. I'm not a professional musician, but want to get better at singing. Appreciate any kind of feedback. One question I'd have, though, is how to get more power behind my voice, especially on lower pitches. Great, Felix. Power, lower pitches. Here we go.
I took a hostage and I have a desperate plan. I am surrounded by 100 policemen. An urge to drop my gun and cooperate, but I'd rather die than go back to jail. I am not going anywhere. I am not negotiating. I am not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay right here.
Good. Good. So, Felix was particularly asking questions about power in his lower range. Here is an exercise, really simple exercise you can do to be more aware of your lower range, and then also a way to take that power up with you in a way that feels natural. I think a lot of people, especially when playing and singing, when they've got melodies like, la 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 anywhere, they have this sort of one volume approach that comes out, which is what I hear here. It's good in terms of pitch and delivery, but if you focus on actually pulling back and exerting more, if I just say la 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 anywhere, la 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 anywhere, la 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 anywhere, I'm exaggerating the amount of dynamics that I'm using, but what it's doing is it's helped me become aware of what's available to me. So here's a simple exercise. You can do it on any vowel. I'm going to start with ah. First, start on a note, ah, and then go down until you hit vocal fry. Ah. Okay? But right before you hit vocal fry, ah, give it a little bit more of an oomph for your support. Ah. You're going to get something like that. It's a little broken up. Your false chords are engaging a little bit like that. Ah. Start quiet. Ah. And you're getting louder as you go down. And you start to feel a bit of that gravelly thing because the next step is fry. So we're starting quiet. Ah. And we're getting loud as we go lower. This is counter to what we normally want to do, right? We normally are quiet when we're down low, and then we get louder as we go up and we're trying to hit pitches that we want to hit. By doing this reversed, we become, and you can try it clean too, we kind of trick ourselves into resonating in a more intense way when we're low, because it's, like I said, it's something we don't naturally do. Then follow that up with quiet high, quiet low. Notice I'm using an octave. Quiet loud, quiet loud. All this is really doing is focusing our mind on getting away from the higher equals louder. It's amazing when we focus on that, when we focus that higher doesn't have to be louder, that dynamics are a choice. It's just a mental thing. There's all sorts of things that come out. And when you start adding lines, I'm gonna get louder as I get lower. I'm gonna be quiet when I'm high and loud when I'm low. There you go. It's a choice, but it's a choice we have to be reminded to make. Very good. Thank you for your submission. Okay. I think I've lost track. Lucy McClay. Trying to get more power and focus on breathing. Real quick, guys, before we do this one, I just want to, and I've done this the past few times, if you'd like to go deeper with me as your vocal coach, I've got a course called Discover Your Voice. It's a 12-week journey, and it is by invitation only, meaning you have the opportunity to join when there are open enrollment slots. I do this so that I can be more attentive. This isn't just a bunch of videos that you get. That's on YouTube. I do this so that I can be more attentive to your vocal journey as a singer. So I'm going to post the link here. This is the link to request an invitation to the course. And when slots become available, you can enroll. And there's also an option to enroll with a private lesson, if you'd like a private lesson from me as well. So there it is. I'm going to post that link a couple more times so that people have it. This is also, by people enrolling in the course, this is also what allows me to offer these free things like vocal feedback, like doing YouTube videos every week. So not only are you getting a chance to really take your voice to another level, but you're supporting me in what I'm doing, because that's the way I'm supported. So anybody who enrolls in the course is making it possible for more and more people to get vocal feedback, to experience the sorts of things that I put out on YouTube. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for those of you who are watching who have already enrolled in the course. Here's that link one more time. And here is Lucy. beautiful.
Slowly, child is slowly taken,
Wonderful tone.
and violence cause such silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting.
Yeah.
With the tanks and the bombs and the bombs and the guns. In your head, they are crying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, hey, what's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, hey, hey. And the bombs and the guns in your head, in your head.
Very, very nice tone.
In your head, in your head. Zombie, zombie.
All right.
Zombie. Hey,
Want to see the end, too.
what's in your
Eh,
head?
Okay. So, went through that a little bit just so that we could keep it, I don't want to do too much, which is why I say generally limit things to around 40 seconds. This allows me to give you more focused feedback. Number one, because we're not watching so much. You've got an incredible sounding tone, natural vibrato. It is really, really, really good. You were wanting advice on more power and concentrate more on breathing. Here is going to be your key. And you could hear it at the beginning. You're taking breaths a lot. It's like you're running out of breath sooner than you want to complete some of those phrases. You need to dive into the concept of compression. This is going to be huge for you. Compression is going to help you focus your air, moderate your air, more independently of just what your primary chords are doing. This is going to be extremely helpful. Let me give you an example. If I'm going, in your head, in your head, in your head, zombie, hey, hey. Now, not only am I using a lot of breath and I'm not very loud, I'm not very powerful, my chord close, it's almost like I'm whisper singing, right? Like this. Like, I'm just doing a very short note there. I'm using a lot of breath, and I hardly have anything. This is one breath. But if I concentrate on, and I'm lightheaded a little bit too, I'm using so much air. But if I focus on holding back air, and the way to get this feel initially is to go completely extreme to the other side of things. So like this, like I'm trying to lift this desk. When you do that, you're using the area above your vocal cords to hold back air. And those little squeaks are my vocal cords closing and creating sound. But the neck, the place above your vocal cords, is keeping air back. You can make this musical. Let me demonstrate. This is one note. Right? All that breath, the lightheadedness. Or, this is one note. Notice how long I can hold it. I can go up in pitch. Still going, still going, still going. I didn't even get a full breath in before that. It's I'm using compression to choose how long I want my notes to be. And I've done a lot on the channel on compression. This is your next step. search my channel, just type in compression, and there's going to be some things that you can work on and latch on to there. So very, very good. Again, love your tone. But compression is going to be the next thing that's going to help you with both power and your breathing. Another line. Here is another line. Without compression. With compression. Here is another line. Here is another line. I can hold the note and get a lot of power without necessarily having to breathe. Yes. Right? Okay. I think that's 5 or 6. We have a special treat. We had someone win the Instagram raffle. And here is his submission. Daniel is his name. Uh-oh.
Hi, Chris.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Hi, Chris.
We got 2 of them going on. There we go. Okay, here we go.
If I should say
Beautiful.
I'll think of you every step of the way. So I go.
Nice, breaking to head.
They're the soul I'm taking with me. And I'll always fly.
That's a hard one. Very, very nice. That's a hard one. So this song, I love this song. I particularly love Whitney Houston's version of it. To deliver this melody is a feat. It's a challenge. It's a great song. I've covered it before. I'm going to say a couple things about the different sections in this. First of all, the lower area before you got into the chorus, excellent work. Good airflow, nice tone and placement. It fit well with the vibe that you were playing with. All very, very good. When you got high, my suggestion would be the contrast needs to be dialed up. Take Whitney Houston as your inspiration. What was being done in the track was we were hitting the notes. Sometimes you were frying in and out. I think sometimes you were doing that for effect, and it sounded pretty cool. Was it by accident sometimes where maybe you were running out of breath a little bit or not able to support that note? Maybe. Overall, it sounded good, but if you dial up the contrast and intentionally use your head voice and your chest voice, just like Whitney does, you're going to create the illusion that you've got way more to offer, even though you're really pacing yourself. Here's an example. If I sing that line, I can sing it like this. And I will. And this isn't pointing to how you sang it. This would be a way to sort of do it in a mid-level intensity. will always love you. I'm at the top of my chest range. I'm not terribly confident there, especially when I'm reaching for the note. But if I belt that out and then allow myself to break into head resonance, I'm doing what Whitney does. I'm dialing up the contrast, and I'm both giving my voice a break, and I am becoming more intense at the same time. So like this. And I will always love you. I will always love you. I will always love you. Notice when I am, same note, two different resonances, I couldn't possibly do this. I will always love you the whole time, right? But I can artistically go back and forth and give you a huge contrast. It draws you in emotionally. It draws me in emotionally as the singer. So that's the piece of advice I'd give you, particularly with this song. When you get into that chorus, dial up the contrast. Use your head voice, which I heard you do earlier in the song. Rather than reaching for those notes, attack them head on, go into your head voice, go back and forth. That is going to extremely dial up the effectiveness and engagement with your performance. Very, very good, guys. Okay. This is great. 3 weeks in a row of engagement, of wonderful submissions. And if you guys, again, you want to support me in my vocal coaching endeavors, but more importantly, you want to go deeper with me as your vocal coach, consider joining my course. You can go here to request an invitation. Again, I do it by invitation so that I'm able to accept manageable groups of people going through the course, manageable sizes of groups going through the course, and be more engaged with your journey, as opposed to just giving you a bunch of videos and saying, hey, good luck. Are there any acclaimed singers you believe have unhealthy practices we should be aware of, since it's only natural to copy people you're inspired by? Gloom, that's a fantastic question, and I do want to address that. There are lots of unhealthy things going on by really good singers, and a lot of singers have had arcs, right, where they are unhealthy for a while, or and then they learn, they get some coaching or whatever. The main thing that trips people up when they are inspired by other singers and they're trying to work off of what those singers do is they don't take into consideration the toll that this singer that they love is putting on their voice, oftentimes simply from overuse. It may not be bad technique. You listen to interviews from guys like Robert Plant, John Mayer, Adele, Whitney Houston, since we just had one of those. Corey Taylor, Chris Cornell, Oliver Sykes, M. Shadows. I mean, all these guys are amazing vocalists. Dave Grohl, they're amazing vocalists, but they've all said, like, man, they've all struggled, right? It's a combination of learning how to have good technique, for sure. Absolutely. We all need to learn good technique. But as importantly, we need to listen to our bodies and understand that these are muscles. If I go out and I run 30 miles every day, it doesn't matter how good of a runner I am, I'm going to mess up my body. If I'm over singing, if I'm singing, I had a question on YouTube the other day from the top 5 scream video that I put out, and people were asking, or one guy in particular asked, well, can you do this for an hour every night at a show and do it, over and over again all week? And you go listen to guys like Michael Barnes from Red, and I'll lump myself in the same category. No, I can't do that night after night. I've gone through seasons and go through seasons. I mean, I use my voice a ton, hours and hours a day, often aggressively. I talk a ton, I sing a ton, but I have to be very careful. Even though I listen to my body and I believe that my technique supports extended use of my voice, I still have to not overuse. And that's different for everybody, depending on your technique level, depending on the type of music that you're singing. Absolutely, you need to be in a situation where you are listening to your body first. Just because you saw, Keith Buckley screaming for 3 hours at a show doesn't mean you should do that. That's a really important thing. Absolutely. I also wanted to address this. Again, here's the link for the course if you want to go deeper with me. Request an invitation, and when slots open up, you'll be able to have the opportunity to sign up. I also offer an option to do private coaching through the course. You have to start taking the course before I do a private lesson. Yeah, I agree, Alonzo. I also wanted to address why I generally cover 5, and I did more today. I want to create content on YouTube that is helpful for people and that is engaging. And by limiting it to 5 each week, particularly at this stage of Feedback Fridays, 5 new people, I am creating something that I don't believe will be too long for someone after the fact who missed Feedback Friday. If there's a video on there and it's 3 hours long, or even much over an hour long, a lot of people are going to go, oh man, I don't have an hour, or they're going to watch the first 3 minutes of it and be like, oh, I can't do this. But if we have 5, if the understanding is we got 5 new singers and these guys are going to be evaluated, that creates a routine. It creates something that people can buy into, and I hope that this grows. And I think that by limiting it to 5, we create this, oh yeah, who are the 5 going to be this week? As opposed to just going on and on and on and on and on. But that said, today, I kind of feel like it would be cool to address some of these questions as well. This is a Mojave MA300. I've used the MA200 and I have the this is a 300, and I have the 301 FET as well. What headphones do I use? These are AKG K240 Studios. They're semi-open design. They're the only headphones I sing with. I don't care for them much just for listening to music, but for tracking, particularly vocals, only ones I'll use. All right. Let's see here. What should I do if I use too much compression? So Corin asks, what should I do if I use too much compression? Focus on your clean singing. Focus on gradually adding it in and playing with, a lot of people have this on-off sort of look at compression where it's like, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. It's like, we don't have to just have on-off. If you focus on airflow, all compression is airflow moderation, right? Hey, I'm actually using less air, more support, right? But you have to practice the gradual onset so that you don't end up just defaulting to a one-size-fits-all approach to compression. You guys are so welcome. I will keep doing what I'm doing. This is great, guys. Okay. Signing off for now. Show up a little early next week. I'll post the email. You can submit for Feedback Fridays next week. So fun, guys. I look forward to this every week now that I'm doing this every week. It's been great. Be sure to check out the new videos I'm posting on the channel. If you guys can, help me grow. Share my channel, share my videos, watch them. Let's continue to build this thing together so that more and more people can discover how to use their voices well. Again, if you want to request an invitation to the course, there's the link. We'll see you soon.